All right, we are here for our third con match of the week here for Sultai, and we got Maxime, who is challenging against Adam, who started out as the con of Sultai. Mitch is here, going to be telling us all about Adam's hand right about now. What's he got there?
Uh, there are only 4 lands in hand with a ride down. It's not looking great, but this Tumor Charger is going to have to pull some weight, maybe. Awaken the Bear was just drawn, though, for pump spell.
It's a horse, of course. Yeah, so Adam had a very ordinary week one, 3-2. Maxim went, I believe, 5-0, and now he's 8-1. So he's just chugging along here. I did play against him earlier this week, so I honestly, like, his deck is fine. Like, he has some removal, he has some, like, decent rate creatures. Nothing special, I would say, honestly, but look, he's one of the best players we got here. So every time I play against him, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage, no matter what the quality of our decks are. So yeah, he in hand he has a plains, a forest, and then he has a Rakshasa Secret. I know he's a fan of that card. That's the Mind Rot. He has a Bellowing Saddlebrute here, a 4 mana 4/5, which is just going to be the biggest thing in play here for a while. Also,
Fine,
yes, he has
sorry.
a Dutiful Return, and then he has 2 removal spells. He has Murderous Cut and Rite of the Serpent, so he's going to be able to kill anything he feels threatened by on the other side there.
Yeah, I was going to say Rakshasa Secret is found very handy if you're delving a little bit. It gets 3 cards in the graveyard total just by itself.
Yeah, so it's going to give a 3 mana discount to the Murderous Cut if need be. So he's going to block here. I mean, there's not that much that will cleanly kill this in combat, Ride Down being the exception.
Well, Awaken the Bear is also the pump, but ride down is a thing.
Yeah, well, Awaken the Bear would be a 2-for-1, though. So,
Yeah,
like,
there's
Adam
one
would be
place
two
that's
for one
better than the
against
other.
him. As he says, look, I can get it back. So the dutiful return is a bit at odds with the murderous cut, but if he mills a creature off the Rakshasa Secret, which he's likely to cast in the next couple turns, he can just get them back after. He may want to just get rid of this 3-1 though. We'll see.
In hand, there's 2 forests, the Awaken the Bear I spoke about, and a Teamer Charm, which no blue pip
Yeah, so
available.
nothing blue here. So I know Maxime is playing, I believe, a black green base deck, and I believe he has some white and red morphs, but not sure how many spells he has that require white or red just to straight up cast. So sounds like lands are gonna get dumped here.
The secret 2 forests.
Yeah, so there's 2 creatures. So if he wants to dutiful return, he can do that next turn. If he wants to delve them away to kill something, he can. Looks like he's just gonna offer a trade. And then if Adam goes for the trick, that's when Maxime will get the 240 with his murderous cut.
Gonna work out well. Yeah, the drop return is another blue card, crippling chill, so can't cast anything.
Yeah, that's a problem with these mana bases sometimes. Well, what I've found to be useful, like at least for my deck, like I'm base 2 colors, and then I have a couple cards of a couple other colors, but they're either morphs or like very late game cards like Dead Drop that I don't need to cast in the early games. But just having like 3 or 4 colors worth of cards that you would want to cast at most states of the game, if you don't have enough dual lands or if you get an awkward draw color wise, you end up not being able to deploy your spells, which obviously is not where you want to be. So nice two for
I guess
one here.
nothing's choosing what to exile from very good there. I haven't
Yes.
had the reason to think too hard about what to exile in this set in general, but I'm sure in black when you're recurring stuff, more of a thought.
Well, when you have dutiful return, you want to
Yeah,
do that, and also if you have the Jeskai uncommon Warden of the Eye, I think it's called, that gets back basically anything except a creature or land. You want to be conscious of that too. But if you don't have those cards in your deck, you just play whatever. You just
I
exile
think
whatever.
my delve for the most part has completely been the monkey, the mandrills.
All
So
right.
I've been
So
playing non-black.
finally we get a another creature here for Maxime. It's going to be the Teamer Charger. So in hand, he has the Dutiful Return, Rite of the Serpent, Throttle, Become Immense, which can potentially get a win out of nowhere, and a Feat of Resistance for protection. So looks
Well, it's
like
going to
this
be a
game is
scoop,
going to be getting wrapped up.
looking like a scoop soon because Master of the Way, another blue card was
Yeah.
drawn, and
I
of
think
course, you can
Maxime's just going to go for the Become Immense because he has a Feat of Resistance backup here. So it's pretty
yeah,
safe.
sounds sounds right.
So even if Adam had a kill shot or something else,
Yep.
or a Smite the Monstrous, you know, he has the protection back. So, I mean, look, the tale is old as time. Colors don't get there. His hand was a little land heavy to start with, and then he wasn't drawing the right type of lands. Um, yeah, so just to back up what I was saying before about Maxime's deck, he has Mardu Horde Chief and I think Mardu Charm and Killshot as and Feet of Resist. Yeah, no, he's just playing an Abzan deck. So he's playing an Abzan
Um,
deck with two Mardu Charm and a few red morphs, namely the Ash Cloud Phoenix. Um,
I'm seeing lots of gold cards here.
yeah.
Teamer colors are or white pips total. Or I see Anafenza's. He's not on this. I don't remember the name, but the one drop Anafenza's thing. The Anak Bondkin. There's an
Oh, the
Abzan
Herald,
battle. Yeah, Herald of Anafenza. Yeah, and
the one that outlasts and you make 1/1.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that a kill shot. Sorry, there's a fifth white pip. A kill shot. And a High Sentinels of Arasheen is the fifth white card. Besides that, it's the typical teamer stuff.
Yeah, so he's thinking about bringing in a barrage of boulders here. I'm not sure what he saw that made him want to do that. Aside from, I mean, there was a teamer charger, I guess, but he put it back in the sideboard. But I'm sure he'll come to the right decision here of how to figure this out. So yeah, he's pretty heavy on. He has quite a lot of morphs, but he does have a lot of uh, some good interaction. Two debilitating injury, the murderous cut that we saw, two Mardu charm, which are excellent cards as long as you can cast them. But didn't don't think he did any sideboard in there, so he's ready to roll for game two.
Too competitive game, unfortunately. Maybe we'll have a better one here.
Yeah, so pretty bad looking hand for here for Maxim, unless he thinks he's gonna top deck exactly what he needs. Uh, is Adam? So Adam looks to have put Maxim on the play.
Yeah, that's what it is. Opponent goes first. So there's a mountain and a forest, Abzan Battle Priest, an Efreet Weapon Master,
I mean, he put
and
me.
he's
I mean,
mulliganing
Maxime
it.
put me on the play, so I trust that. I trust he knows what he's doing.
Okay, I was reading off the cards, but he
Yeah.
mulliganed anyway. I was waiting to see if that would happen. This seems keepable, I guess. Two drops in Highland Game and Humor Charger, and then two Awaken the Bears, one of which was bottom.
Yeah. So I'm still a bit torn on the player draw thing. I mentioned it in our teamer clan chat, and I got some pushback. Um, and then somebody did come up with a good point, which I did mention the other day,
The more,
which is that you want to start flipping up your morphs before your opponent. You want to have the upper hand on that. Um, so I'm still torn as to exactly what to do. So like a bit of a slow hand here for Maxime. He did have a very bad first hand. So he's gonna just have to play a Mardu Horde Chief here on turn three. Uh, his other cards in hand is three lands and a Kin Tree Invocation, which is that 2 mana sorcery where you make an XX equal to your highest toughness.
yes.
So this
There's
is he needs some better things to do here.
so access to all three colors here, different from last game. There's even a Thornwood Falls in hand, which gives blue or green. There's a Roar of Challenge, which I would have to look up, but I'm sure you know what that is.
3 mana sorcery. It forces one of your creatures to be blocked by all your opponent's creatures.
Ah,
What they used to call a lure effect. And if you have ferocious, if you have any creature that has 4 power, that creature that is targeted is indestructible. So often
okay.
it'll just end the game if you have a wide board because all of your opponent's creatures have to block one. But if you don't have a wide board, it could just not, it could just kill 2 or 3 creatures potentially based on the size of your creature.
Yeah, I was trying to make that work, but it never seems to work out for that effect for me.
Yeah, it's powerful, but not super flexible. Like it requires a fleshed out board state for either way that it functions. Like it has 2 ways that it could function, but it requires a pretty fleshed out board either way. So we saw Adam had a planes last game. Does he have a lot of white cards in his deck, or was that just
Well, yeah, I named all 5 pips. Actually, there's
okay?
a kill shot that the Anafenza, the Herald of
Okay,
Anafenza. There's the 2-drop, the Bonkin, which drawn card, and a couple other 4-drops. I
all
think,
right.
but
I
none of
think
them.
I think we just call that a 4 color deck.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Which I mean, Maxime's deck is also would qualify as a 4 color deck.
Speaking of that, the tricolor land that was just played, I believe,
Yeah.
taps for white.
No, that one's the teamer one.
Oh, it's the whole teamer one, so it didn't
Yeah,
add any
the
white, but no need for it with that current hand anyway.
All right, well, we just got a bunch of creatures looking at each other here for the time being.
There's a 4/2 vanilla creature in hand.
Is that
And it'll kind of
it's a bear.
it's a bear, yeah, teamer.
We like bears.
Yeah.
Though I'm still not sure of the teamer flavor of whether we like the bears or we like the punching of bears. It's not been made clear.
True. Well, that card, gonna get a free card out of this. It's gonna get replaced.
Yeah, Grim Harrispec's really good card. Um, just I mean, we see effects like this now and again. I mean, I don't think Maxime's that sad about this. I mean, like the Teamer Charge is still just a 3/1, and he gets to get a card out of it, so he's not down a card. Um, yeah, I don't think he cares that much about the 3/1 still being alive. So he's just got lands and a freshly drawn Hooting Mandrills here. So
It's one of the best Harris specs ever printed.
I think it's the only one. Though, if you do want a bit of a gruesome piece of art, you can go look up the original art and flavor text referring to picking apart somebody's brain.
You might not believe it, but there is a card called Harris specs from the 40K crossover. You can look that up if you're on your own if you want.
Okay, now I know. This one
I
is
said
more.
that
This one's more
jokingly.
grim, though.
I said that jokingly, but there was another one.
I believe it. I can't recall any other card with that word in the name, but here we are. So the Alpine Grizzly does match up pretty nicely against this Hooting Mandrills. So Adam will be pretty happy with that. And Maxime's just got lands here, so this might be this might be a standoff here. But Maxime will happily attack with his non-Harrispex creatures, I imagine, or at least some of them. Like the prospect of drawing cards is pretty nice.
Strongest thing on the board right now with all these basic
Okay.
vanilla things.
So he's choosing not to attack here. I mean, he could have just like thrown in with the 3/3 and seen what Adam did, but
Pretty big draw here. Sagu
yeah.
Mahler.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna know what it is this turn or not.
I
We're
mean,
just not know how to play it.
so the only reason to play it face down is to play around a disdainful stroke, of which Maxime does not have blue mana. He's playing everything but blue.
For the surprise factor at some later point in the
Nah, he
game.
just says, "Here it is. Nah, deal with it or not." Yeah, I mean, 6/6 hexproof for 6, pretty good. Morphing it, always good as well. And just more lands here for Maxime. So interesting, he did not crack his wooded foothills to slightly thin his deck.
Well, card we were talking about, Roar the Challenge, looking pretty good if it's just lands in hand. There's a Savage Punch also just drawn, which is pretty nice when you have a hexproof.
I think he by not sacking the wooded foothills, he gets to retain priority to at least bluff something in hand.
Good idea. Yeah.
So he just has lands. So I mean, if Adam wants to go for it, Roar of the Challenge will be lethal if he targets his Highland game or his 3/1.
Well, the Savage Punch is going to grow the creature right now, so that probably changes the math.
So Savage Punch here. I
Goes to 8
mean,
attack. What's
Yeah,
the
so at this
optimal?
point,
Well,
Roar of Challenge on any creature other than the Sagu Mauler is lethal.
that's true. It would get to 9 if you targeted that. He's targeting Sagumauler. It has trample, but it only gets
Okay,
in for
so
one by
he's
turn.
not. So he's going for the board wipe that deals 9 rather than the straight up win. So I mean, you know, Maxime could have
It's
an
not
instant. I mean, we know that he doesn't, but
it's not
Roar
a
of
bad
Challenge on
idea.
any other creature, you could get blown out.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, I believe, because it has hexproof, so nothing can go wrong, kind of.
Yeah, and he still
Well,
and he
mostly
still
that.
has he still had the trample there, so he even got him to 1 with an extra
Yep.
damage. But he's going to pack it up here for game 2. The Rakshasa secret off the top of no help. Yeah, it's just Maxime didn't draw any of his super impactful cards, and Adam drew a 6 mana 6/6 trample hexproof, and had a couple ways to get Maxime's creatures off the board. So
Yeah, a couple very fortunate draws for Adam with Sagumauler into Savage Punch, and then finishing up with the finisher there. There's a High Spire Mantis as well in the sideboard. I just
okay,
noticed, and yeah, Flying Crane Technique and a free Weapon Master. I totally forgot to see those, and even a Mantis Rider. Okay, there's pretty good cards in here.
okay. So Maxime, I think he was thinking about Despise for a moment, since it's a way to potentially get rid of that the 6 mana 6/6. Like I said, like he doesn't have he's not like flush with bombs or anything. He has the Ash Cloud Phoenix, which is nice. The Rattleclaw Mystic is a good rare, and the Grim Haruspex, but he doesn't have like these crazy big bombs. He's just has a good solid deck, and like I said, he plays well. you know, he just plays really, really well every time.
That doesn't hurt. 4 different colors of mana with only 3 lands for Adam, which is nice with Jeskai Wind Scout, Ride Down with Western Master and Awaken the Bear.
All right, looks like he's gonna have a decent game. Um, Maxim does not have all of his colors. He doesn't have green yet, but he has 2 green morphs, so he can play them as morph Teamer Charger, and then the Rattleclaw Mystic, which is the mana fixer that gives you a nice little boost of mana.
Standard, a
But
standard play right here.
yeah, but this
Literally
Mantis
standard.
Rider on turn 3 is gonna be rough here. He's actually doesn't have really anything.
That was
And
top deck right there.
furthermore, he has a Bellowing Saddlebrute in hand, but he's not going to be able to get an attack in because of the Mantis Rider having Vigilance. So he has a Teamer Charger, Bellowing Saddlebrute, Mardu Horde Chief, and 3 lands. And the Rattleclaw Mystic is his morph.
Game's
So,
not going to last long if he doesn't find something.
yeah, so I mean, sometimes you're stuck on colors, but sometimes you just cast your 3 color, 3 mana, bomb ish rare on turn 3, and it potentially takes over the game. Yeah,
Now
Maxine's just got
look at the lands, Adam.
a bunch of ground
Yeah,
creatures in hand. Like he's drawn a Krumar Bonkin for turn, which is the 5/3, the morph.
yeah. Alvin Kruma. Yeah, look at the lands Adam got. Perfect. One of each, and then a dual land with the white.
Can't draw it up better than that, right?
Yeah, strong stuff going on.
Yeah, so we get a nice little boost of mana here from the Radical Mystic, but it's still not solving the problem of the Mantis Rider. And now the other flyer is going to make it even more difficult here for Maxim.
I think even more difficult is a mind swipe. So maybe Adam's just gonna hold everything back, even do some damage with a mind swipe. We'll see if he develops something instead, though.
Yeah, we'll see what he decides to do. So
Because there
Mineswipe
is an
is
awakened
a
bear.
bit hard to use. It's a syncopate, but it costs an extra red mana on top, but it does deal the X damage to your opponent.
There's an awaken the bear in hand, so I believe that's 1 off. You'd be able to do 9 counter spell this turn, then do 9 next turn. So you'd be 1 off
Well,
because of
if
the
well if
prowess trigger.
he Mineswiped, he would be able to deal some damage with that, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Then again, you need your opponent to cast a spell. Sometimes they flip. Yeah, always happens.
Maxime is because you can bring up your sideboard during the game, right? If you click on your deck, and he's gone over to the Windstorm in his sideboard and maybe bemoaning the fact that he doesn't have it here. But he didn't really see flyers in the other games. Windstorm is the X and a
Yeah.
green deal X damage to each creature with flying.
Well, Maxime taps most or all of his mana. It's gonna be game over next turn because Mind Swipe into Awaken the Bear. He's got a very cheap instant in hand.
Yeah, Adam is likely to never block. I believe that even if the spell doesn't get countered, you still get to deal the X damage. Like even if your opponent pays for it, I believe you still get to deal X damage because the Mind Swipe still resolves. Right, so here comes
Can't
a.
target spell control of his X. Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to be finished here, unfortunately for Maxime. He doesn't lose much, but in this match where he, with his Tassiger username here, trying to take control of the Sultai brood here, but looks like Adam's going to be able to retain that position. And, completely tapped out here. Adam has free reign to channel his inner teamer and awaken the bear here for the victory.
Couple Just Guy cards on the field too.
Yeah, this he's borrowing some tricks from every clan here. So yeah, Mantis Rider on turn 3, followed up by another flyer, and no interaction from Maxime means that Adam's able to defend his title. So we'll be seeing him next week back in the con match, and it might very well be against Maxime again. We'll have to see. But congratulations to Adam for retaining his con position, and we'll be back with our Abzan con match a little over an hour from now.